Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So we have our ship finally moved. Added a couple of little extra things to it. We've got landing gear under here. I don't know for sure if that looks right, but that's what I've got right now. Now I've got a question for you guys. I started using some micro blocks on the outer edges of this engine, and I think it makes it look a little nicer, but it is a lot of extra work. So I want to know, do you guys want me to go through this ship and turn the whole thing into micro blocks, make it a little bit more round and things like that? I don't know. I'd like to hear what you think. So yeah, got the ship over here. It's out of the way, which is good because now we can finally start working on making the base better. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that we have a really bad lag anytime that we cross a chunk boundary. And the only thing that I can attribute that to is these guys. So, I want to be able to remove the majority of our glowstone nooks, but to do that, we need to make the area spawn-proof. Now, we do have Magnum torches in here. And these guys will stop spawns for quite a while around the torch. The problem is we need potions of healing and potions of regeneration to make these, as well as chandeliers, which take diamonds, but I think we've got plenty of those. But during our expedition to the cities, we did get we did get some blaze rods, so we should be able to make our brewing stand. So I can never remember how to make a brewing stand because you don't make them very often. Okay, so it's just cobblestone and okay, do I have any cobblestone in here? No, it does not look like it. So I also set this up with some redstone underneath this, and we are powering and depowering our hardened energy cells so that we are only using power when we need to. But so let's go down here and grab a little bit of cobblestone. That should help anyway for a lot of our recipes. That'll fill back up immediately. So let's go ahead and get these in there, and you can see already the controller is almost completely de-energized. So we will place all of this stuff in there. And we're going to make 2 brewing stands. And then we're just going to do this right here somewhere. Later on we will come up with a spot for these. But so now we need some water bottles. And actually we are out of water. One thing that I find really interesting there. Okay, let's do this real quick. So if I put an empty camel pack on my back, we see that we have 2 empty camel packs down here. If we double click on that, we see all of them get pulled out of our inventory. I find that kind of interesting, and that was not what I wanted to happen there. But we need to grab some water bottles, which we have a bunch of here. And I fell in a hole, might as well throw that sapling in there. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll make 2 batches of our brew here. So drop in our water bottles. And then I believe we need nether wart. So let's see if we have, yeah, we do have some of that. So we'll grab 2 nether wart. Now, let's go ahead and look up the Magnum torch again. So we need a potion of healing and a potion of regen. The potion of regen, we need gas tears. Okay, so we should have some of those, and the awkward potion is normal. So we need gas tears, and then we need glistering melons. Now, melons are not available anywhere in this map, so that kind of stinks. But we do have an Enderman that drops them. We also need some glowstone. Okay, 2 glowstone dust. And then we have over here So a certain type of Enderman happens to drop glistering melons. We have 5 of them total, which is not very many, but it will definitely get us going here. So we're going to start out by brewing our awkward potion with netherwort, and unfortunately this is going to take a little while. Then we will brew the glistering melon and gas tier to make health and regen, and then we'll add the glowstone dust to make those the tier 2. So I'm going to do this, and then I will be back. We will make those Magnum torches and hopefully start pulling out some of these glowstone nooks. So I've got all my brewing done, and another thing that you may notice here is that I have a completely full drive now. So I made a whole bunch more of the 1K storage, and that was because while tearing down the ship, I filled that thing up really fast. So that also allowed me to get rid of a lot of the chests that I had here. And I'm hoping that we can get some stuff for some of our more bulky items, like our eggs, and I think arrows, and yeah, arrows we have 3 barrels of. Bones, things like that. I'd like to try to get something figured out for those. But we do have everything that we need now for the Magnum torch. I went ahead and brewed up everything that I could. So now we need to make the chandeliers. So we do need a diamond and a gold ingot for these. I didn't check to see how much gold we have in here. Oh yeah, we've got quite a bit. I'm going to unblock a little bit more of that. So that should be plenty. So let's go ahead and make up some chandeliers. Now I believe on the potions, let's take a look here. Potion, we have 15 of each, so we need to make 45 chandeliers. That is a lot of chandeliers. I wish there was a way to make like 10 at a time instead of 1 at a time, but we can make an entire stack also. I don't want to do that. So there's 45 of those. So now, Magnum torch. Potions of health and regeneration, chandeliers, 2 logs. And we have 9 of them. Oh, I needed 65 chandeliers. Oh god. So now I need 30 more. No, that's 75. My math is not working too good today. That is a lot of diamonds. And I made too many chandeliers. Okay, so there we go. 15 Magnum torches. So now, if I remember correctly, these have a range of 64 blocks in any direction, and that will stop spawn. So actually one right here will stop our mob spawner. So that is actually fine. I have no problem with stopping our mob spawner momentarily. But so I need to figure out where these all need to be, lay them out, and then I'm going to start picking up the glowstone nooks. And I'll see if that will reduce the frame rate lag when I enter a new chunk. So I did a little bit of research on these Magnum torches in a creative world and found out that their range of effect is actually 128 blocks in each of the flat coordinates. So the X and Z, we can go out 128 blocks. Now I did a little checking and a little bit of thinking and figured out that the best way to lay these guys out instead of a square grid is a circle with 6 circles going around it. Now I did some math and figured out the positions of each of these torches. So from this torch, going north and south, we will place 220 blocks between this torch and the next torch, staying in the exact same X coordinate. The other torches, we will have another duplicated row of 220 blocks apart, but it will be over by 190 blocks and offset by 110. So using that grid, I should be able to get maximum coverage out of these Magnum torches with no gaps. So yeah, I'm gonna start laying that out, and hopefully this will stop all mob spawns in the area. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So I have the first 7 torches laid out, and I have been spending a good amount of time removing nooks. I've got literally thousands of these things to remove. But now comes the first big test. I'm out here, way out in the middle of nowhere, but we should be covered by Magnum torches. We've got one over this way and one over this way, and then of course the one in the middle. So if we don't have any mob spawns around here, then we know that the coverage is correct. But I'm gonna keep working on this, and hopefully I can get rid of all of these nooks. Now I have noticed already the chunk lag is starting to reduce, so hopefully removing all of these nooks out here will get rid of that. And if you have that problem in your world, this is probably what you're going to have to do, and it is a total pain to remove all this stuff. Okay, so now I do see a little bit of mobs spawning right there, and they seem to be in a very isolated spot. So might have ever so slightly too much distance between those. So we'll see what happens down here. I guess if we can't go a full 128 blocks apart, that's no big deal either. I was initially prepared to go 64 blocks apart. So yes, it appears that we do have some gaps in the coverage. So I might have to do just a little more checking in creative and make sure the true diameter of that torch's area of effect, because there is definitely some space here that is not being covered. So yep, I'm going to try not to get killed here, and then I'll be back. Well, I just found a really nice little bug. So breaking these glowstone nooks is not taking any durability off of my pickaxe, but it is giving it experience. So doing this, I have leveled up my pickaxe a couple of times already, and I have not had to repair it once. So there's a nice little trick to level up your tools. I have no idea if that would work on some other tools, but it's definitely working here on the pickaxe. So we're currently at 529 durability, 31 XP. So we'll break a few nooks here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now you would expect the durability to be down, but the durability is still at 529, but our XP is at 41 now instead of 31. So, yeah, that is wonderful. But yeah, definitely got an issue of gaps in the coverage on the Magnum torches. I'm just going to continue removing these nooks because, like I say, I have noticed a huge drop in the chunk lag. So, yep, I'm just going to keep working on this. Be back after a little bit. So now we can see the effects of removing almost 1,000 glowstone nooks. So if we walk this direction out away from the base, or heck, we'll even use a glider, we can see there are no chunk problems. Every time that I cross a chunk boundary, it's just nice and smooth transition. Okay, now let's turn around and head back the other way, where there are still nooks on the other side. So as new chunks load in, we can see there's a huge pause at every chunk boundary. So that is definitely being attributed to the nooks. Now I've loaded out far enough now that we're no longer having the issue. But now if we go back this way, we will see no problems whatsoever. So yes, those nooks, even though they are nice and cheap, and they don't increase the heat around you, is definitely not a good idea. They really cause some problems with performance. So yeah, I've got another half of the base to clean up, and I still need to get back into the creative world and see if I can figure out the exact dimensions of the circle that Magnum torch covers, and maybe I'll adjust them, maybe I won't. We'll just have to see. And who knows, maybe it's not a circle too, maybe it's a diamond like these guys. I thought it was a circle, but it's very possible that it's not. But anyway, yep, I will see you guys later. Boy, there's a lot of them out here. So after removing almost well over 1,600 glowstone nooks, the nooking effect here is all but gone. There's still a few nooks up on top of the mob spawner. There's a lot of micro blocks around these guys, and I don't know if it's just micro blocks in general or if it's a lighting thing. I've got a lot of glowstone strips down here. I still have a little bit of the effect, but not nearly as bad as it used to be. So now also on these Magnum torches, did a little bit of checking in creative, and basically what I think I've figured out is they do not have a circular spawn protection area. It's actually a diamond shape. So I'm going to have to rearrange the torches just a little bit. Not really all that big of a deal, but that should give me complete coverage, and it looks like the radius of their protection is 127 blocks. Now I don't know if that includes the torch itself or not, but I will try to get that figured out by next episode, because I am out of time for today. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, or anything that you would like to see me work on, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!